Guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. The Mandalorian Chapter 10, The Passenger, is starring Pedro Pascal. And before we get into this episode, I'd like to say sorry for my absence. I just didn't have time to do these videos. And also there's been people inside the house constantly, so I just couldn't really get out into my original set and just record videos, and so that's kind of pushed everything away and did delays on stuff. I tried to still do like the podcast type of stuff, but even that I've been having trouble to get new people on, or it's just people on in general to talk about certain topics that I want to talk about. And so this channel has kind of been dead, sort of. And so but I'm not leaving this channel. I enjoy doing what I'm doing on this channel. I enjoy talking about what I talk about on this channel, so I'm glad to be back and finally got the time to talk about The Mandalorian. So I'm going to be talking about The Mandalorian throughout this whole entire week. I'm to catch up to the final episode Friday, and so yeah, so strap in for the ride. So for this episode, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in this episode because the way that the last episode ended, it's like, okay, we were gonna get some, story bait. Well, I mean, not some, but I thought this was gonna be like continuing that, and it's gonna be like a bunch of like sticking to like the Mando finding a home for Baby Yoda. Well, finding his home. So, but I mean, the beginning of this episode was amazing. I mean, it was a lot. I actually really liked the beginning of this episode because it still had that old Western feel, because Mando was basically going into a trap. I really liked that part, and seeing Baby Yoda go flying, that actually pissed me off. And so I'm glad that Mando killed the dude, because I wouldn't have let that dude go away for what he did to Baby Yoda. But that part was good. But the rest of the other episodes, not the episodes, but the rest of the episode wasn't like, it's like, what's the point of this? So you can literally cut this out and it wouldn't change anything, except for like, oh, it's showing certain like new parts of the of the galaxy, like new planets. And so a lot of people have been speculating that this planet is like Star Killer base, which it could be, but I don't think it is. And I thought the passenger would be Boba Fett instead of the fucking frog lady. I mean, she's cool and all, but I wish it was something. I wish it was Boba Fett instead. I think it would have been amazing if that was Boba Fett, because then it'd be like, hey, I need my arm. That's my armor. And then next they kind of have conflict, and like it's like, hey, do you want to know where the Mandalorians are? Because I know where the Mandalorians are, but I want my armor. So it's like, okay, it's like it makes sense, right? But I mean, it's like, whatever, fine, we got this frog lady. So they go off, and next they crash on this random planet because they were getting chased by these two X-Wings, which one of them are piloted by Dave Filoni. I don't know the other one. But Dave Filoni was one of the pilots, and so that was pretty cool. And I think it's the same pilot. I think Dave Filoni was one of the pilots back in the previous season when they blew up one of those bases on the prison for the prison heist at the end, or it was probably the other pilot. I think it was the other pilot. But so that was cool. But so yeah, this episode was just pretty boring. I mean, it's not like a bad episode. It's still like a beautiful episode. It's still like beautiful to look at, but I don't think if when I come back to rewatch The Mandalorian, this would be the ones I would skip. Like in the Clone Wars, there's a bunch of side quests type of stuff, but at least those side quests made it fun and kind of interesting, and they somehow tied into the story, but not really. Here it's just like, oh, we crashed. We gotta wait for the ship to boot up, or we got to fix the ship, and next we'll run into spiders. Yeah, those were creepy as hell. One of my fears are spiders. I don't fucking like them, and so seeing a fucking big spider, it's just not okay. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty. I guess that's cool and creepy. It reminded me a lot of Alien. with the eggs and all that, and I was like, okay, that if there's a face, if that one of those things hop on Baby Yoda's face, I will not be okay with. So, but thank God that didn't happen. But I mean, the only thing that holds this episode up is basically Baby Yoda, and so I really, there's just really nothing else because it's the cuteness of Baby Yoda. Him like running away and like crying. It's just so cute. And even him eating the freaking eggs. So Baby Yoda is basically a murderer now. So, but yeah, that's basically all I can say about this episode. Nothing a lot happened. Not my favorite one. It's not that bad. It's not like terrible. It's just like there's no point of it. Like we could have literally had episode 1 and go to the next episode basically. And so, but it kind of puts where it kind of shows like the state of Mando. Like this is like a difficult journey for him. So I guess it makes sense as a story, as a full story. It might make sense as a journey. Why? Because then it's like if he ever tells the story, it was never that easy. So it makes sense. I'm gonna give The Mandalorian Chapter 10, The Passengers, a B-. I was trying to go between like a C+ or a B-, and I had to pick the B- because even though this episode is very disappointing, it's still fun. It still can be fun if you just turn off your brain and just like keep your eyes on Baby Yoda. He's the only thing that makes this basically episode good. It's a watchable episode, but it's not the one I would really come back to watch. And so, but yeah, that's basically all I gotta say. If you guys have been kind of wondering what I've been doing this whole entire time, I do have a second channel as well. I have a gaming channel, and I also have Twitch. So all that stuff, you guys, I've kind of been working on while I couldn't do anything on this channel. So I'm playing through Cyberpunk right now. I'm playing through some other games. So go check that out. The link down there will be in the description. Follow me on Twitch as well. I stream on Twitch a lot now too, so that's a lot of fun as well. So I'm having fun, and I'm having a difficult time trying to manage everything. I think I'm doing too much with the podcast, which also I did before I basically abandoned this channel. I do also do exclusive episodes on the podcast, so there's a couple on there. If you guys want to go check that out, everything will be down in the description. So go check those out. Go subscribe to my gaming channel. That's a lot of fun stuff that's going on over there right now. Expect a review for Cyberpunk, but not for a while. But I'm enjoying the game. If you guys want to see my reactions to the game, go subscribe to that channel. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. And like always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye, guys.